you all for coming. We're going to go ahead and get started now. I'd like to welcome you all to our final report out of our Rapid Process Improvement Workshop around the primary care referral process. My name is Tony Black. I am the director of your KPO office for Highline Region. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. I'd first like to start by bringing up Mary Lee. She was our patient representative for this week, and she'd like to say a few words.
Thank you. I'm really honored to be here too. It's been a very exciting week for me. I was asked, I think by Dr. Dimble, because I had been a little, had a problem, and I called, and I was calling back and forth about the problem, and one day I got a call saying your doctor wants to talk to you, and I thought, and so he asked me if I would represent patients, and this week has been amazing for me. I've been to a lot of conferences and everything, but these people are just amazing. I was so impressed. I've spent, during this week, 8 hours, and I even asked if I could come to a couple extra ones because I found it so fascinating to find out what's going on in medicine and how they have worked together. I was so impressed. I've been in meetings where we've done, where we've looked for our purpose, we looked back at how we evaluated and how we planned ahead, which were really good. But this was just amazing to watch the efficient way that they did all the work they did. And when I would go and come later, I would see how much progress they made, and that was so exciting. And I can tell you over the week, nobody was mad at anybody. I thought they were all friends, and I found out some of them just met there, and they are collaborating, and they're working in a way that I think is going to be so much better for all of us. And I live at Wesley, which has 450 seniors, and I let them know that seniors are still kicking and still alive. And I thought last night, I just turned 82 on my birthday, and I thought, you know what, it was just yesterday that I was your age and your age and your age. So take care of yourselves and take care of each other and take good care of us. We really appreciate us as patients. And if you have any questions later, you can ask me. And I'm very proud that I was given a certificate today, and I will frame it, and my friends went and said, go and give it to them today. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, I don't know if there's much more we need to say. That was Mary. So we're going to go ahead and start our report out process. I just want to let everyone know that this wonderful Rpiw team is going to be reporting out on the work that we did this week. It'll be a cycle time of 15 minutes. And right after that, we will have our 60-day report out of our first Rpiw from the process owners of the Burien Clinic. So please be prepared for that. So I'd like to start out by just take everyone's attention to the slide and just to look at the amount of work that we have. This is the total of June referrals that were processed by our 5 primary care clinics. That's over 4,000 referrals and patients that needed this process to work smoothly for them. I think it's pretty obvious to see that we have some disparity in terms of our volumes and definitely some issues of bottlenecks. And that brought us to our issue that we worked on this week, which was our referral process. Our theme of the week was to standardize and streamline the process to provide better quality care for our patients and a better experience for our care teams that are working within this process. This is our project form, which shows our flow, our current problems, and the people that participated on our workshop with us.
Hi, I am Erica Chang, and I was the team lead today. I'm also your KPO specialist. Before we got started with the week, our KPO team went out and did many observations on the Gemba. From the observations that we had, we were able to come up with this value stream and also with the cycles of work that we looked at. Also, in between those cycles of work, if you notice, there are many wait states, many days of wait states. You also look up at the clouds that we have. Those are called Kaizen bursts. Those represent the problems that we observed while we were out there. So, such as that we have 3 to 4 DI examinations that are canceled due to lack of pre-op every day. We have inconsistent training among the referral coordinators. We have a variation in patient referral messaging. And we have a small number of Franciscan specialty providers to refer to. This is our TAC time calculation sheet. It looks at time available versus demand. So the amount of time that referral coordinators work in a day is 480 minutes. They process 43 referrals a day. That gives us a TAC time of 11.2, which means we want to be pushing out a referral every 11.2 minutes. Here's our target progress report. It documents where we are and where we want to go. I want to point out that we have a lead time of 16.5 days, and the time that a referral sits in our deferred queue is 3 days. We also have weekly referrals that are sent to the deferred queue, are 157 every week. Also, I want to point out that the time it takes for a letter generation to send to the patient for deferrals is 0.3 FTE. That's 12 hours a week that they spend.
Hi, my name is Jenna. I am the referral coordinator at our Westwood Clinic. I was part of the team who worked to standardize the referral requests that come in by telephone, the messages that the PARs send back to the back office. So in taking referral requests by phone, we found there were inconsistencies in the information that was being gathered by the PARs in order to send back a clear, concise referral message. Our team took an existing smart phrase, and after modifying and testing it at several offices, we were able to create a more efficient phrase. The change enabled the PARs to capture the necessary information faster to ensure a more thorough and complete referral request message was being sent to the back office pool for processing.
I am Alicia. I am the lead medical assistant for the Des Moines Clinic. And a problem that we found is that there's not enough sufficient and accurate information that's being relayed to the provider when a referral comes in for a request. So the standard that we created is to do an update for the MA standard rooming that we pushed out at our last Rpiw. So as MAs are handling refills and labs and prescriptions, that they're also doing referrals as well, so that the provider knows exactly what that patient needs, and all he has to do is go in and sign it. The reason we're doing this is for a setup reduction that creates a smooth and easy process for the provider to sign the referral coordinator to process the referral, ensuring the patient gets the correct information and is able to get scheduled in a timely manner. This percent load chart shows how referral work is now shared. Because we have developed the standard work for PARs and MAs, we were able to create a smooth flow and improve the value added to the patient, provider, and referral coordinator.
Good morning. My name is Rpiw. I'm a family physician based out of Burien, as well as the Epic Ambulatory Physician Builder for our market. I worked with a team that was responsible for the in-office referrals, and we discovered that there were multiple issues in that process, of which examples include paper requisitions being given to the patient but not reflected in the actual Epic order. So therefore they were given a paper to go to Valley but not reflected in the Epic orders. The referral coordinators were sending them to Highline, and they were getting conflicting messages. Number two, they were placing incomplete referrals in Epic, and part of that issue was providers not knowing what providers the insurance would cover, so they were relying on the referral coordinators to enter that information. However, we discovered that they were not, in that process, getting credit for meaningful use if they're not picking an actual provider. The other thing was there were multiple duplicate referrals, patient calling, they were seen by somebody else, a referral was placed, and nobody from front desk to the back was actually checking to see if there was already a referral in the system for them, creating extra work for the referral coordinators. And then fourthly, patient instructions not being very clear, so patient leaving going, what do I do from here? We developed a standardized method of inputting referrals to address all these issues, including recommendations to the provider to complete all orders in Epic and with requests not to give any paper requisitions, including adding a provider, listing them as internal or external, and then comments in the appropriate section that was visible by the referral coordinator. Number two, to always make sure that there isn't already a referral in the system to the same provider. And then number three, to encourage the providers to provide some patient expectations at the time of discharge, such that it'll take 7 to 10 days to hear back from the referral coordinator, so please wait if it's an external referral prior to scheduling an appointment to make sure your insurance covers it. And then also informing the referral coordinator how the patient wants to hear back regarding the referral. We actually went through and tested the time that it took for a provider to input an actual referral. If we did it right from scratch with all the required elements, it takes 55.10 seconds. If the provider saves their favorites into and with the default already done, it actually cut back to 23.75 seconds to place a referral. Huge difference.
That's huge difference. I'm Momin Dimble, and I'm a family physician at Des Moines, and I'm one of the process owners. The team I was working with were tasked to look into the referral process for imaging. And what we found was that the process had many wastes and defects. And that resulted in, that usually comes from wrong tests that are ordered, or wrong body parts is included, information is not complete, reason for the order is not reflected in the chart notes. Sometimes images required labs were not ordered, and then all those defects were present in our process currently. So that usually results in delay of a care, reschedule, denials, last-minute cancellations for the patients, rework for the referral coordinators and the providers and staff, which also creates a lot of waste of time. But the most important is that we're not giving good quality care in that process, and our patients are not served. So we worked on to come up with a plan to solve all those defects. We also had a meeting with Highland Diagnostic Imaging leaders yesterday morning for 1 hour, and we had a really good discussion, and we found that many of the problems can be resolved, and some of them cannot be resolved, but we are working on, and we have a channel of communication that started yesterday. So how our standard process, this is the standard process we created. It starts with putting correct order with all important elements in it the first time. And I really mean the first time. So we don't want to have another big one. Correct test is ordered. Why do we order this test? What is going to be ruled out? Our labs need, is the patient claustrophobic? Does patient needs open or closed MRI? All those things has to be thought and put in the chart. And if the service is not covered, please don't put it in the order, because it's a lot of work for the referral coordinator and the staff, and a lot of time is wasted in that way. And we are working on a protocol of radiology, protocol of reference for our physicians, so they can see whether the right contrast is ordered, what kind of a test is ordered, and that's being worked on now. This is an example of a defect, and